This is Guns, Knives, and Watches, man. We're going to talk about that Klean Kanteen, man. And we're going to talk about that there liddage, because this is the 20 fluid ounce insulated top deal, man, that we like to use, man. And, of course, we've beat knives up, but that's life, man. If you use it, enjoy it. It's a tool, not a status symbol. Now, here we go. Original lid, of course, just has the little flippy thing. Has a really good gasket on the inside. It has 18-8 stainless steel. Bomb proof. Can't really damage the damn thing. It's pretty fucking simple. If the seal's good, it's good. That there seal, man, goes right around there, man. They had a cafe lid. This is the cafe lid number 1. It is splash proof, not leak proof. In fact, it will leak because you just simply turn it to the side and that's it. There's no real sealings. There's a seal right around there so it doesn't leak around the edge, but if you look on the inside, there's no real seal. There is this little piece of rubber here, but that's not to seal it. That is to give you a more tactile experience. Same as if you buy a $50,000 car versus a $15,000 car. Your $50,000 car, they're going to put Nyogel in the knobs of your radio and your heat and air unit and all that other crap to give you that tactile resistance. Does it really cost them that much? No, it can only probably cost them $1 to do the entire car, maybe $5 to do the entire car. And you spending your $50,000 on your car, it makes you feel warm and fuzzy and this, there, or the other, and that everything feels so much better. Well, that's what they're really doing. That's the reality of it. That's not the fantasy of it. Now, they have another lid, of course, that you can't drink out of that has this D-ring up here. I say it's a D-ring because it's shaped like a D. It is really not a D-ring like a climbing D-ring. But this is more of a type of fashion statement, or if you need something that's lower profile than the standard one. Now, from my experience, it is not that much lower profile, and if that much matters to you, you're cool. But my problem is if you were to use this D-ring all the time to suspend the water bottle while full, you're going to have some fatigue or possible breakage here, or you're going to possibly drop it and break it and this, there, the other, and So it's a real cool fashion thing, and I might start carrying it on my EDC bag just so that, it kind of looks cool, but that's really fucking it for that. So let's go on to modern day. Out of all of these, I of course use these all the time. Mrs. Guns, Knives, and Watches use these every day, loves them. Now let's get on to current modern technology, man. Now I'm going to throw it out here in pieces real quick just because. Now, what I want you to understand is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces to make this lid. Now that probably 5 pieces resembles every year it took to make the damn thing. Because I've been talking to them for that their Klean Kanteenage, man, right there, man, for the last 3 years plus about them designing this lid. And they've had a lot of release dates, and they've stopped a lot of the release dates and this, there, the other, and and gone back to it. It's not as simple as just drawing it on CAD, putting it in SolidWorks, and seeing how it damn works, man. You got to do a little bit of work, man, because every piece is special. Now, this, of course, looks real similar to this. It, of course, is not, but let's go there. We're going to put the plunger in. See, it looks, hey, man, they look almost identical, man. Almost identical. They are most certainly not. Where the back side of this one is just simply 2 little eyelets. This one, and we'll leave it up, man, has, of course, your post that comes out. Then we've got a solid rubber cup that on the back of it has those 2 eyelets, and there's 2 little eyelets right here, and you just sit there and go, Hey man, it all fits together. What do I know, my God? Yeah, and you put your little plastic piece and turn it to where it possibly, because that's the thing that actually presses down on it, and then we're going to screw it together. Why am I showing you this in reverse? Because as I said, for every piece of this thing, it took a year to actually make this concept workable. Now, very easily, you can adjust the tension. I wouldn't overly crank it because that's just, you know, as long as it won't vibrate loose, this, there, or the other, simply turn it. And she seals, man. And she's perfectly watertight. Now, I'm not going to do it in demonstration right now because it just works. Then you flip it back and you can drink through it. See how there's no visible hole like with this one. You're looking at the top of that rubber piece. Now, that's all great. Now we're going to get to where I'm going to start criticizing it. As far as the design elements of all of this, they have taken it to the nth degree. Hence the number of time, the releases, everything else. Even down to the teeth on the nut, which are very wear resistant, along with the locking T type configuration of this top. But for me, this is an ideal setup. For someone that wants to probably drink a sugary drink or an oily drink out of it, like a lot of coffees, you're going to have, even though, and it will seal perfectly, you're going to have to take it apart and clean it manually. Now that's why, another reason I showed it apart first. So you're going to get solution that's going to collect up in there, and anybody that's ever had an oily drink or anything oily that's gone rancid knows what I'm talking about. If you've never had anything go rancid that's oily, either you're not a cook, you don't buy things like that, you know, you don't this, there, the other, So, take it apart, keep it clean, this, there, or the other, or be like me and Mrs. Guns, Knives, and Watches, where we predominantly use this type of lid, where we don't have to take it apart, and we don't have to do that, there, or the other, just simply for water. Because, you know, screw it on there, lock it tight, and this is now a watertight vessel. And it's convenient, and it's a lot of things. And it is what it is. We will continue to use these types, the cafe ones, for coffee, just for the simple ease of cleaning it. You can't hardly mess it up. It's just keep it simple, stupid. And, you know, is it totally water resistant? No. Is it leak proof? No. Is it any of those things? No. It's just splash proof, and, you know, and it's convenient as hell to use and convenient as hell to clean. Even in our hard water environments, or especially because of our hard water environments and because of the toxicity of the drinks in which we're putting through it. You don't realize how toxic or how much action is really going on in coffee and going on in that type of world until you go into them and put in a coffee shop or deal with that type of stuff. The people who actually clean out grease traps for coffee shops and restaurants have told me a couple different times the worst grease traps to clean out, because of just smell, because of bacterial action, because of everything else, are coffee shops and Subways. Subways, because they're baking a lot of bread, and they're using yeast, and they're doing all that stuff, and they're washing it down there, and you have the yeast action along with everything else, and you're causing some type of fermentation. And that's good, because you don't want bread without yeast. It kind of bites, man. And coffee shops, it's because of the acidity of the coffee and also the amount of just dairy products you're putting down the drain, because the predominant ingredient in any coffee drink, especially with lattes, cappuccinos, those types of things, simply is milk. And there are a lot of different kinds, and this, there, the other, and but milk goes bad in your refrigerator if you don't drink it. Think about what it does in the hot sun in a grease trap outside. So anyway, this is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and these are just some of my ideas, some of the concepts, and what that their cleanage canteenage man is doing right now. And for us, in the application of this, I don't know that I need one for my coffee drinks, but for my water drinks, and for this, that, or the other, and for the convenience, it's awesome. This is Guns, Knives, and Watches with the cafe lids and just some other ideas, concepts, and uses. Peace out.